This 1000 IQ genius maths teacher endures daily hell. Students mock him, try to destroy him, and get him fired. But he never fights back, he just smiles.
I lived peacefully with my innocent pregnant wife. One day, Russian soldiers came and dragged my wife out screaming. They assaulted her mercilessly, beat me until my bones cracked, burned our home, and shot my pregnant wife dead while I kept begging helplessly. That day, covered in her blood, I realized that my math skills weren't meant for teaching. They were for war.
The man who couldn't fight back becomes the deadliest, unkillable sniper, hunting every enemy with cold precision. This is White Raven. The story begins in the Donbas region of Ukraine. We meet Mykola. He is a maths teacher, but he is very different from normal people. He lives with his beautiful wife, Nastya, in a tiny house dug into the earth. They call it an eco-house. They love nature more than anything. They have no television, no internet, and no phones. They live in complete silence, enjoying the simple life. Mykola is a brilliant man, but because he is poor and looks a bit like a hippie with his long hair, people bully him. At his school, there is a rich student named Ivan. Ivan is cruel. He makes fun of Mykola's clothes and calls him names in front of the class. He tries to provoke the teacher into a fight so he can get him fired. But Mykola never fights back. He just smiles and walks away. He refuses to let hate enter his heart. At home, life is paradise. Nastya is an artist. She carves beautiful small statues out of wood. One evening, she gives Mykola the best news of his life. She tells him she is pregnant. Mykola cries tears of joy. They light candles and celebrate. They talk about their future family. But because they have no technology, they do not know the truth. They do not know that Russian troops have started invading their country. War is coming, and they are completely defenseless. The next morning, the sun is shining. Mykola kisses his wife goodbye and rides his bicycle to work like any other day. On the road, he passes two large military trucks. He sees soldiers standing by the road smoking cigarettes. They are wearing uniforms he does not recognize. He feels a nervous feeling in his stomach, but he thinks it is just a training exercise. He keeps pedaling. When he arrives at school, the silence is terrifying. The classrooms are empty. There are no children running in the halls, no teachers drinking coffee. He walks into the staff room and finds a TV that is turned on. The news report is shocking. The invasion has begun. Enemy soldiers are taking over the villages. Mykola freezes. He suddenly realizes those soldiers on the road were not friends. They were enemies, and they were heading straight for his house. Fear takes over his body. He runs back to his bicycle. He pedals as fast as his legs can move. His heart pounds in his chest. He prays he is not too late. But as he gets close to his land, he sees black smoke rising into the sky. He arrives to find a horror scene. Two soldiers are there. They have dragged Nastya out of the house. They are beating her. Mykola screams and rushes to help her. But Mykola is weak. He is just a teacher. The soldiers easily throw him to the ground and beat him until he cannot stand up. He begs them. He screams, "Please, she is pregnant. Do not hurt her." The soldiers do not care. They just laugh at him. One soldier goes inside to loot the house. When he finds nothing valuable, he gets angry. He lights a fire and burns the house down. Nastya screams as she watches her home and her art turn to ash. In her anger, she picks up a stone and throws it at the soldiers. The soldier raises his rifle. He does not hesitate. He fires one shot. Mykola watches his wife fall to the ground. The soldier looks at Mykola with cold, dead eyes. Then, the soldiers simply turn around and walk away. Mykola crawls to his wife. He holds her body as their home burns behind them. She dies in his arms. In 1 hour, he has lost his wife, his baby, his home, and his life. Hours later, a Ukrainian patrol finds him. He is covered in dirt and blood. He is digging a grave with his bare hands. The soldiers feel sorry for him. They help him bury her. They tell him he must run to safety. Mykola looks at them. His eyes are empty. He says, "I do not want safety. I want to join the army." They take him to the military base. The commander looks at Mykola. Mykola is skinny, weak, and looks strange. The commander laughs and refuses to recruit him. But when the patrol soldiers explain what happened, the burnt house, the dead pregnant wife, the commander stops laughing. He sees the fire of revenge in Mykola's eyes. He decides to give him a chance. Training is brutal. Mykola is weak. He cannot do push-ups. He struggles to hold a heavy gun. The other recruits make fun of him. They call him Raven as a joke because he is weird, but Mykola is smart. He uses his brain. While the other soldiers sleep, Mykola stays awake, reading weapon manuals. He studies the math and physics of shooting. One day, the army needs volunteers for sniper training. Mykola steps forward. The squad laughs again. They say, "You can barely hold a rifle. How can you be a sniper?" Mykola challenges them. He says, "Test me." He puts a blindfold over his eyes. He takes an AK-47 apart completely. Then, using only his memory and his sense of touch, he puts it back together in just 18 seconds. It is perfect. The laughter stops. Everyone stares in shock. The commander sees his potential and sends him to sniper school. There, the instructor gives the best guns to the strong soldiers. He gives Mykola an old, rusty rifle from the Soviet era. Mykola does not complain. He accepts the challenge. The final test is impossibly hard. It is nighttime. The target is almost a kilometer away. The instructor fires a flare into the sky. The flare lights up the target for only a few seconds. The snipers must shoot while the light is in the air. Everyone else shoots instantly as soon as they see the light. They all miss because they rush. Mykola waits. He watches the first flare to calculate the wind speed and gravity. He does the math in his head. When the second flare goes up, he fires. The target drops. A perfect hit. The gentle physics teacher is gone. The White Raven is born. His first mission is at a checkpoint. Through his scope, he sees enemy soldiers stopping a car with civilians. They drag the people out and beat them. Mykola feels no fear. He pulls the trigger and drops the enemy soldiers. He feels no guilt. He is just doing his job. Months pass. Mykola becomes a legend in the army. He never misses. On a new mission, his team sets a trap with landmines. An enemy patrol walks into the area. Mykola looks through his scope and freezes. Walking with the enemy soldiers is Ivan, the rich bully student from his school. Ivan has joined the invaders. Mykola hesitates. His finger hovers over the trigger. He remembers teaching this boy math in a classroom. The commander screams at him to shoot. Mykola closes his eyes for a second. He realizes his old life is dead. The classroom does not exist anymore. He aims at the landmine next to Ivan. He fires. The explosion wipes out the patrol. Ivan is dead. Later, the commander tells him not to feel guilty. Ivan made his choice when he picked up a gun. He was not a student anymore. He was the enemy. The war drags on. Mykola becomes best friends with his commander. They are like family. The commander is the only person Mykola has left in the world. Then comes a fateful mission. They are scouting an enemy camp in the woods. Mykola scans the area with his scope. Suddenly, his blood runs cold. He sees a face he will never forget. It is the soldier, the man who burned his house, the man who killed Nastya. He is standing right there, laughing and smoking a cigarette. Rage takes over Mykola's body. He forgets his training. He forgets the mission. He asks for permission to shoot. The commander whispers, "No, we are only scouting. Do not engage." Mykola cannot stop. The need for revenge is too strong. He ignores the order and pulls the trigger. The soldier falls dead. Mykola feels a moment of relief, but he made a terrible mistake. The gunshot reveals their hiding spot. The enemy starts shooting at them with heavy machine guns. But worse, there is another sniper out there, a Russian legend named Seri. He is the best sniper in the enemy army. Seri was waiting for a mistake. He sees the flash from Mykola's gun. He fires one single bullet. It hits the commander in the neck. He dies instantly. Hey, stop for 3 seconds. These thrilling recaps take hours of work to make just for you. One click on subscribe is all I ask. It costs you nothing, but keeps me alive. Please hit it now. Back to the story. Mykola screams in horror. His anger killed his best friend. He drags the commander's body away under heavy fire. He escapes, but he is broken inside. He blames himself for everything. Back at the base, intelligence reports that Seri is still out there. He is posting videos on the internet, mocking the Ukrainian army and bragging about his kills. Mykola makes a vow. He will hunt Seri down and kill him. The final showdown takes place at a massive, abandoned chemical factory. Seri is hiding somewhere inside with a full squad of bodyguards. Mykola comes up with a risky plan. He sends a team of soldiers to attack the front gate. This is a distraction. While the enemy fights at the front, Mykola sneaks in through the back door. He moves like a shadow, stepping over broken glass without making a sound. He finds the inside guards. He uses a knife to take them down silently. He climbs up the stairs. He knows that snipers always want the high ground. Meanwhile, on the roof, Sari realizes something is wrong. His men are not answering their radios. He knows it is a trap. He calls for backup. A truck full of soldiers is 10 minutes away. Mykola reaches the top floor. He looks around. He sees a small wooden statue sitting on a concrete block. It is one of the statues his wife made. Mykola carries it for luck. He realizes he must have dropped it during the climb. Suddenly, Sari attacks him from the shadows. He kicks the rifle out of Mykola's hands. They fight hand to hand. It is a brutal fight. Sari is stronger. He pins Mykola to the ground and pulls out a knife. Just before the blade goes into his chest, Mykola grabs a grenade from his vest. He pulls the pin and rolls it behind Sari. The explosion throws Sari across the room. He is badly hurt and dying. Mykola stands up. He is bleeding and bruised. He picks up the wooden statue. He walks over to the legendary sniper. He does not say a word. He finishes him. Suddenly, a radio on the ground makes a noise. It is the backup team. They ask, "Sari, we are outside. What is your status?" Mykola picks up the radio. He speaks in the enemy's language. "Sari is gone. Welcome to hell." He picks up his rifle and walks to the edge of the roof. He looks down. The truck has just arrived. Enemy soldiers are jumping out of the truck. They are confused because no one is greeting them. Mykola looks through his scope. He is calm. He checks the wind. He checks the distance. He shoots the driver. Then he shoots the machine gunner. Then the officer. He shoots them one by one. The soldiers panic. They shoot blindly at the huge factory, but they cannot see him. Mykola is a ghost in the window. He defeats the entire squad by himself. The story ends at a cemetery. Mykola stands over Nastia's grave. He places the small wooden statue on the dirt. He has kept his promise. He killed the man who murdered her. He killed the sniper who shot his commander. He touches the grave one last time. He picks up his rifle and walks back toward the army truck. The gentle math teacher is gone forever. Now, there is only the White Raven. Now meet Anna, a virgin girl who killed her abusive dad and got thrown into a prison where everyone used her body. She broke, she bled, she rose, and made them all pay. Her nightmare will shock you. To watch the full story, click the video coming on the screen, and I'll see you there.